Okay, I think we are a-okie dokie. So, technical difficulties. I'm still ironing out all of the issues and all of the weird little eccentricities of basically replacing so many different pieces of stuff having to do with our network. Relic, how are you, prisoner 4286? I see you've been paroled, good sir. But what's going on, everybody? How was your Christmas? I am quite well. I had the day off today, and I spent pretty much the good majority of the day putting together various different Lego creations with my nephew. If you actually look into the Discord, there's a couple of pictures of the Lego Jeep, and it's the Jeep Rubicon, and that was like 700 or 800 pieces, I think. That was a fairly involved kit, and that was most of my afternoon working with the small human, attempting to help him put the thing together. But yeah, today is good. Norwich, I hope everything is good with you, my friend. How was your holiday? You're doing fantastic today. Started a new playthrough of Dragon. I saw you playing Dragon Age Origins. I've seen that game. I've seen a lot of like gameplay of that one. That's one of those weird ones that I don't know, BioWare just kind of like that's a game that was a product of its own unfortunate success and went on to kind of bone BioWare basically for everything else they did. So, you know, good times all around. But it's also got one of the characters voiced by Claudia Black. Guess who got a blue Xbox One remote? Your Series X? Wait, did you have a Series X or did you have a... Wait, hold on, time out. Chair Strength, didn't you... Do you have a... You've got a Series X, though, so that's... but I certainly hope that everybody had a good Christmas. Good Christmas. It was a good Christmas. It was a nice couple of days. I can't exactly call them relaxing because dealing with small humans is never a relaxing scenario or situation. So there's that. Yes. Morgan, she's one of my favorite teammates. Yes. Now, do you only get a certain amount of teammates that you use all of them, or is it like any of the other games where you actually have to put together your team and sort of make them all work with one another? Because I remember you had to give them gifts to keep them happy or something, and if they were happier, they would work better, or just something weird like that. But, I mean, that whole thing is just kind of bizarre. To me, anyways. Also, I have no idea what we're doing, so... Good times all around. Metal roads. What do we do here, anyways? Also, what's this? That's the drowned truck. Oh, no, we can't use that one. But there's this one. Party of you and 3 other allies. And you get to basically choose who those allies are, right? Let's go see about what we can actually make. And we've actually got a lot of fuel right here, too, that we can kind of fiddle about with. Okay. One of the interesting games, one of the early interesting games where you could actually kind of pick teams was Shining Force. And then there was Shining Force 2. And you got... I think you had a group of like 6 to 8 various different characters. Now, the only problem with stuff like that is if you have a group of characters and they... no energy in the zone. Oh, that's right, because I have to fire up... Oh, and I can't hook it up to this... Huh. So, with a game like that, with some of the older RPGs, you had to actually get the killing blow on an enemy, and with a healer... you couldn't. So how many times did you have an under-leveled healer that you couldn't actually do anything with because you had to use the healer to inflict damage to get a kill shot to get the experience? And it was really bizarre that way. But Shining Force 2, those were great games. Great games. Ogrimmar, I hope you're doing good, my friend. You've got a Series X, but I think I got an Xbox One remote because the A, B, X, Y buttons are blue, and the X and the Xbox logo is blue, not the light. So I think they actually work together. Like they'll still work though, won't they? It's got me wanting to go pick up a couple of older Star Wars games while they're on sale. There's a lot of stuff that is available that's on sale that you could do with all of that. Let's see, what was it? I like this music though. I really like the chill tones in this music. We need to go back to the garage real quick. I want to find out one thing. Speaking of sales, that is the reason I scored a lot of Asphalt Legends. Okay, how much stuff did you get? Truck store. I want to see something because... All right. Yeah, so now our bit rate is actually completely fine. Preview. So we don't have... So that's in the Glades, which I think we are in the Glades. So I gotta find something here because this is now starting to annoy me. Norwich, thank you so much for the cheer, my friend. I do greatly appreciate that. Vehicles. This is the Kirovets. I just want to find this dumb engine because I haven't come across this engine at all, which is very bizarre because we've basically explored kind of everywhere. And it is the engine that is in... I don't know. Okay. Loader, what's going on, dude? KOTOR 1, Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2, as well as the good Battlefront game, not the newer crappy EA ones. Now, the older Battlefront games, are they kind of... What do you got with those? Like, how old were the older Battlefront ones? Truck with crane, and we need 4 secure containers. May play Forza? There you go. You know, let's do this one. So this is in the Crossroads. Let's go to the Crossroads. Global map to the Crossroads. Yeah, because that's all it takes is practice there, my friend. Practice. So the Kirovets K700, that's over there. We get a Tega over here. What do we actually have to do? All right, so that's over there. The point of contact is right here. So our garage is over there. So we need a truck and the ability to get 4 units of cargo. First Battlefront released in 2004, but is it a good single player, or do you still have to rely on any of the multiplayer with the game though? That's what I'm kind of curious about. I know that they did Battlefront 1, that they completely botched, and then they redid it and released Battlefront 2, which people were significantly happier about. And it's funny you guys mention that, because up first is this ever so wonderful Christmas gift that I got. Thank you very much, Norwich. Yeah, it's a new one. I still get the big mug. This one's a little bit smaller, a little bit more manageable, but that's fine. But yeah, it's got the big Viking longship, and this is all like this is all like wood burning. So it's all carved, and it's got like wood burning. So it's all one giant Viking longship. It's pretty cool. Thank you very much. All right, now I get to decide on what truck and... Oh, but if I need to use a trailer... The Proserpine! What? Our trailer store is all the way over there. What is going on? That's the better way to do it. Rebus, how are you, my friend? What is happening? The Proserpine, thank you very much for raiding on in. How are you doing? What is happening? What is going on? What's shaking? What's new? How was your holiday? How was your Christmas? Shamani, so good to see you too, my friend. There's the legend himself, Shamani, the ever awesome and ever magnificent photographer, concert photographer, and moving up in the world there. You were last seen... Oh, you were listening to some music again. Why is that not working? Why, thank you. I do appreciate that. I hope you guys are great today. I am great today. We're doing a little bit of a casual... I've been playing a lot of SnowRunner lately because there's just so much of this Season 8 to do. And, yeah. What's shaking? What's new? What is the good word? Also, I don't know why that didn't seem to do the thing. Why didn't that do the thing? Dead Sniper, absolutely, my friend. With our new, our ever awesome new mug that we have. It's a good day today. I spent an excessive amount of time helping my nephew build things with Legos. I built, or I helped build, as he was doing the majority of it. And then he gets sidetracked and started building some puzzles, so I finished it. But I built, it was a Jeep Rubicon, and it was a really great Lego kit. Like a really, really fun Lego kit that was just awesome to put together. I most certainly did, Dead Sniper. I had a really good time. I hope you had a great Christmas as well. So what's everybody doing today? Do you get the day off? Do you get to kick back and relax? Do you have like any kind of days that you can sort of... I know this thing's pretty cool, right? I mean, it's smaller. It's certainly smaller. Check this out. So this right here is like 36 ounces. This is a lot smaller. This is a lot smaller. So there is that mountain lion, my friend. What is going on? Someone did, in fact, say SnowRunner. You had a great Christmas and had a day off. I also had the day off today. In the US of A, they actually absorb... If you have a holiday that lands on a Sunday, typically because most places are closed on Sunday, you get the following day off. So today I had off. Tomorrow I'm headed back into work. So there's that. So it's a nice casual day today. So we're going to do a little bit of casual SnowRunner today. Because I like this game, and I can basically play this game with my brain turned off, and it is wonderfully awesome, and I enjoy the hell out of it. Can we put... No, this truck will not accept a crane. Okay, that's cool, Let's see, how about this one? Can this one take a crane? I think this one... Okay, so this one, this can take the heavy crane. So let's use this truck with the heavy crane. Let's go get a trailer. So we need to go get a trailer. And then we actually need to go and pick up some... I think it's radioactive waste. Oddly enough. Where's the trailer store from here? Trailer store is... Oh, what's this, though? Oh, that's a smaller trailer. We don't need that. Flatbed semi-trailer. There's one over there, but that's a flatbed trailer. We don't want to use that. So if we're leaving from the garage right there, we have to get over there. I'll leave you to it. I need sleep and been drunk during my stream, so head's a bit dizzy. We'll get some rest. Thank you very much again. Let me see if this works. For some reason, our little shout-out thingamajigger is not working. Let's try that again. All right, I don't know why that's not working. I will have to investigate that. That is rather unusual. Very strange indeed. But thank you again, the Proserpine, for coming on in, raiding on in, bringing everybody with you. Have fun. Spent the whole day today playing Skyrim and The Sims. There are worse things to do than those. So that's a great way to spend the day. The Proserpine, thank you very much. Take care, my friend. The historical campaign in Star Wars Battlefront is divided into two parts, the Clone Wars and the Galactic Civil War. Following the timeline of the Star Wars films, sorry for the delay, Twitch went wonky. And yeah, dude, Twitch has been, like, I actually had to, I was having some issues updating my stream information. Like, I couldn't update the type of game, I couldn't update a bunch of different stuff, so it was very odd indeed. So we go there. Okay, so this is how we'll end up with the trailer over here. So we'll take this route, we'll get the trailer. And then we'll just, you know, drag a trailer around with us. That's not a problem. So we're going to want a 4-slot trailer. We'll make magic happen. I do like these new Western Star trucks. These are pretty cool. But no, Christmas was good. The holiday was good. The day off today was good. There was a lot of building Legos with my nephew. So the double-edged sword is that I purchased him the Lego kits, figuring that it would be something fun to do with him. And yes, it is absolutely fun, but maybe I should have gotten some smaller kits or more kits, but smaller kits, because holy moly, like 600 or 700 pieces. And I think, yeah, I think the Jeep Rubicon was somewhere in the neighborhood of 700 and some odd pieces, but you've got doors that open and close, you've got an operating winch, you've got a hood that opens and closes, you get the spare tire on the back, and the whole thing has actual suspension that works. So the front is articulated, the rear has shock absorbers in it. It's actually really cool. Currently trying to get all the achievements on Xbox in Skyrim, and Serana kept stealing my kills while I'm trying to get all the Vampire Lord perks, so I gave up. Dude, Serana is not the companion that you want, because her power level is freakishly high. She kill steals. Like, if you are a melee-centric character and you're trying to get kills for experience or leveling up anything, Serana is going to steal every single one of your kills because she's way powerful. Nice to hear we were sick whole Christmas, so we canceled to go. Oh, damn it. That's a bummer to hear. Are you, Shamani, are you rescheduling anything? Are you just going to kind of take it easy, or... it's not that. She waits until they're almost dead before she... Oh! Ooh, I'm going to go this way. My particular playthrough with Serana is that she nukes enemies. Like, she straight up nukes them. And usually that happens before you can even get your weapon at the ready. So my command stopped working. Wonder if they for the shout out loader. Trying to remember what that was through. That was Twitch Guru, I think. I want to say Twitch Guru. Serana's pretty useless for me on this playthrough. I just keep her for carrying extra stuff. Gotcha. Okay, so if it's Twitch Guru, that's kind of all right. I will have to investigate and figure out what is going on with that, because I kind of like having my shoutouts, and it's kind of not fun not having my shoutouts. All right, so we go this way, past this truck that we have apparently just permanently parked there because it's now like a fixture. All right, let's go get a trailer, and then let's bring that trailer someplace else. And chances are we will go right by that same truck as well. Yeah, I wonder if Twitch Guru is down. I certainly hope not, because that's like a super fun thing to have, and if that's like gone, I'm gonna have to figure out some way of implementing that back in, and that was really the only way that I knew how to do it. All right. So let's go get ourselves a trailer. Trailer store right there. Let's turn around. Let's make it a little bit easier for ourselves. Yeah, I was really worried about this particular Christmas and like people getting sick, because holy moly, at work last week there was so many sick people. It was just unbelievable. Unbelievable. No problem, dude. All right, so we want that first trailer. So the ramped flatbed is going to hold the 4 units of cargo that we actually need. Let me just see something real quick here. Okay. It's not working. Right. I don't know if that's going to work or not, but let's see what we can do with it. All right. And from here, we want to tell you what. Let's take this way, because this is probably going to let us kind of get around this area right here. And hopefully, I don't know, maybe there's something in there. Right-hand turn. Right-hand turn, Clyde. We did get some we did get some cold weather yesterday as well. Today it jumped up to about 30. It's about 25 degrees right now. But yesterday it was like Saturday it was cold, 10 or 11 degrees. Whoa! All right, we took that thing a little bit hard. 10 or 11 degrees Saturday, like 11 or 12 degrees on Sunday, but what can you do, right? Okay, oh. Tell you what, we're gonna cut the corner because of that foam pole right there, and it'll be easier this way. It'll just be easier. This truck doesn't have any repair points on it, though, unlike the other Western Star. I love the other Western Star. It's a little bit top-heavy until you get something in the back, but it's got a ton of power. Like, these trucks are great. And dollar per value, the Western Star pack is probably one of the better DLC packs that you can actually get for this game. So... And this way, okay. So that's the railroad tracks. That's cool. I guess I just got to make sure that I refresh the Wi-Fi network and the internet before streaming, just to be on the safe side, because I think that's probably what led to the issue, because I set up a whole new Wi-Fi system on Saturday, like whole new thing. But it actually wasn't bad. I originally had the Google Wi-Fi, and I went with the Wi-Fi Pro, or the Google Nest Pro. It was actually pretty decent. I mean, all that stuff is so pricey, though, and if you want to get a good router, that stuff, you're looking at spending some serious amount of coin. But the cool thing is, with the Nest Wi-Fi Pro, you get Wi-Fi 6. All right, dude. Very cool. Yeah, and Wi-Fi 6, the range is better. So instead of going with the 3-unit kit, I went with the 2-unit kit, because it does, instead of the 1,200 square feet of Google Wi-Fi, the Nest Pro does 2,200 square feet, which is actually a pretty solid footprint. So for what you would usually have with the 3, you can basically get pretty close with the with the 2-unit kit. Like one of those. And the interesting thing is, it acts just like the Google Wi-Fi, where you just simply have 3 identical, they call them like extensions or whatever. So it's neat, though. It's super useful. And it interfaces with all of your regular Google or smart home accessories and stuff like that. I've mostly got like Wi-Fi plugs, because it's super easy to control all manner of lighting and stuff like that from smart plugs. super easy. And that way you don't have to touch a you don't have to touch a light switch ever again. It's like a high-tech version of the clapper, you know? Oh, also, speaking of clapper, Relic, that reminds me of Agent Clapper, who made an appearance in Paradise PD. And if anybody has ever watched Paradise PD, or a show like Brickleberry or anything like that, that stuff is so ridiculous, so over the top, so crazy. It's some really funny stuff. Really, really funny stuff. You need to finish? Yes, you do need to finish the new season. How far did you get through this particular season? Saw the first season of Paradise PD when it first came out. It's worth keeping going with. Shamani, absolutely, my friend. Thank you very much. Paradise PD is worth it. It's one of those completely crazy, insane cartoons. Like you had... I think I got mine working again. Any idea what it was? Maybe 3 episodes in before I started nodding off from pure exhaustion. That is understandable. Entirely understandable, my friend. But, like, if you have a particular show or cartoon that really kicks off, hits it big, becomes very, very popular, you've got a lot of shows that try to emulate it. And we're talking about stuff like Rick and Morty. So because Rick and Morty was ultra successful, then you've got a lot of shows that try to really emulate it, to mimic it. Oh wow, there's a lot of mud through here. Winch to the tree. Corvette dude, unfortunately I can't watch any cartoons. Why is that? We are stuck in the mud. Something fierce over here. There's some thick mud. But the unfortunate thing is, usually it's all the stuff that's on the ground that you try to winch yourself over to. I just feel I have outgrown them since watching Bugs Bunny as a 10-year-old. See, there's the thing, though. There's the thing. Like, you don't really have to outgrow anything. And this is just my opinion. This is just my opinion. The idea that certain things carry with it a certain level of maturity. Like, I knew someone, and this is going back to the days of high school. We decided that we would all go to Friendly's to get ice cream. And he said he couldn't have ice cream because he outgrew ice cream because he was too mature for ice cream. And we all kind of looked at him and we were like, but dude, it's ice cream. What's up with ice cream? So it's one of those it's one of those things where it's just it's all down to personal preference. It's all down to personal preference. And like, I don't eat ice cream because it's too sweet for me now. I mean, that's not a bad thing, though. Oh, yeah, Relic. We made a lot of comments about something as kind of weird as too mature for ice cream. I have no issues with ice cream or computer games. Just that there are so many options in terms of TV that I would rather see real people act. But that's the thing. That's like you gain interest through different television shows and different. Actually, we're gonna make it daytime because I don't want to keep doing this in the nighttime. Um, oh boy. All right. But yeah, your interests are elsewhere, and that's entirely cool. Um, I will watch anything and everything. Like, I will watch so much stuff. It is ridiculous. Like, we're talking computer animation. We are talking cartoons. We are talking live action. Like, all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. All right. Let's go fish this bad boy right here. Like The Simpsons is thought to be a little bit of. I watched Willow with Warwick Davis, a 1988 fantasy film the other day, and it was brilliant. And there's a series on Disney Plus 20 years later when they're all grown up now. Oh, absolutely, dude. I think Willow was a phenomenal movie. That was such a good movie. Warwick Davis has essentially a legendary career. Like, that dude has done so much, so very much. And I mean, hell, he was in Star Wars. He shows up in Harry Potter. Warwick Davis was the Leprechaun. I mean, that's another touchstone of goofy horror films. But Willow with Val Kilmer, and he played Mad Mardigan. You've got the Brownies, the little diminutive sized, like really tiny people. It was supposed to kick off like a big sword and sorcery franchise, but it sort of never did. The trolls, the giant two-headed creature in the castle. There was so much stuff. Bath Morta, the evil sorceress. They were Lenny and Squiggy from Laverne and Shirley. Exactly. Yeah. Two comedians, right? Pretty cool. I thought it was honestly a great movie. Oops. We gotta look out for those exhaust stacks right there. Doesn't all of Warwick's characters start with W, or is it just Star Wars? I don't know. That's a very good question. But like sci-fi, science fiction, all of that stuff is just so good. I like sci-fi. I like science fiction. If you go sci-fi with I do need to watch that series. I really do need to watch that series. I wonder if this is going to go far enough. Ah, bummer, it's not going to go far enough. But, yeah, I do need to catch that series that's on Disney Plus. Disney Plus actually has a ton of good stuff. I need to finish watching the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. I didn't finish that one. Guardians of the Galaxy was actually really good. All right, so we got to get around. Okay, so we got to get around to the other side. That's no problem. I love that new movie they just released on it, Strange World. What's Strange World on Disney Plus? I don't think I've seen that yet. All right, let's see if we can get this up and over and around. Where do we actually have to go with this when we actually... All right, so we do have to come back around and then bring it over. Okay, no, this is no problem. Strange World. What's Strange World? Let me double check. Strange World. Oh, okay. All right, I saw that one. I leafed over it. It's an animated one. Let's see. Walt Disney Animation Studios' original action-packed adventure Strange World introduces a legendary family of explorers as they attempt to navigate an uncharted, treacherous land alongside a motley crew, including a mischievous blob, a three-legged dog, and a slew of ravenous creatures. Okay, that sounds good, and that sounds like something I would totally watch. So I'm probably going to have to try to get around to watching that. So I get a Russian doll style of hammer screwdriver combo, and the smallest screwdriver is smaller than a bumper of an Xbox. What? That's weird. Screwdriver driver? What's your vector, Victor? All right, let's see if we can't get around to the other side here. We are going to definitely need to get some fuel. I don't know if we're going to make it. Alrighty then. Yeah, so we're definitely going to need some fuel. Got a Ryobi half-inch impact wrench for Christmas and a Ryobi hammer drill. Ryobi is a really good, it's good homeowner stuff. Ryobi makes some really good homeowner stuff. It used to be able to get that at, like, Sears a lot of time, too. All right. Restore crane. Unpack, repack. Okay. We now have the 4 units of, like, toxic material or something here. All right. There we go. Or in other words, a perfect 1-to-1 size for a Barbie doll. Really? That's kind of wacky. I mean, as long as it works, right? I have a kit. It's not bad. It has 600 foot-pounds of brake and torque. Yeah. The Snap-on ones, though, are obscene. Snap-on, the DeWalt stuff. Milwaukee makes some really, really nice stuff. But, like, Ryobi is perfect for, like, homeowner-level stuff. Geosize, what's going on, dude? How are you doing this evening? I hope you had a phenomenal Christmas, and if you had the day off, I hope you had a good day off, or at least something to that effect. We're trying to haul some toxic material, and we're running out of fuel while we're doing it, and so there's that. Milwaukee makes good tools, but they are very, very much high-priced. Got to work on my car. Mainly for lug nuts. Yes. See, the thing about it is, too, like having a Jeep, and if I'm in the middle of nowhere, you can either get like the scuba tank of compressed air that you can run air tools off of, or you can get like battery powered. And nowadays, the lithium ion stuff is just amazing for how long it lasts. It's really good. Like driving Lagbolt. Yeah, exactly. That stuff will work perfectly for that. Can we actually add... No, this will not take... Well, it'll take that, but we won't have... So we want something that we can actually haul fuel with. throw some fuel on this thing. Boing. There we go. Had the day off already, counting the days till my break on New Year's. Okay. I am working on Saturday. That is the only unfortunate thing about that. But it should be pretty decent. So we're all the way over there. Can we cross right here? I don't know if we can cross right there, but we can give it a shot. Wait, doing a run with toxic materials. Where's Dr. Banner when you need him? I mean... maybe we're going to become the Hulk. Who knows? All right, so we go this way. This way. Let's see if we can't make it across here. I mean, it's entirely possible. Perhaps we can, perhaps we can't. And this is going to be with a fuel tank. And my go-to fuel truck, the Zix6. Yeah, that thing is, it's pretty much unstoppable. What do you do for work again? Been following for over a year. I'm involved in auto parts. I sell auto parts. So I'm around vehicles a lot of the time. I'm around car stuff. I'm around cars, trucks, everything else. It's why, like, my interest and passions definitely lay in or intersect in vehicles substantially. I always think of Chevy Chase and Nell Carter in the movie Modern Problems. I don't think I saw that one. I sell auto parts and auto part accessories. But yeah, it is a thankless job. No. Oops. Didn't get that far. All right. Do we want a different fuel truck, or do we want... Usually my go-to fuel truck is going to be a Tatra. I mean, we're right here, so that's not a bad thing. Actually, we've Tuz. This is effectively useless. The Azov Sprinter is basically useless as a vehicle. What do we want for a fuel truck? Actually, you know what? It is true. He works in the Disney Pixar's Cars section of Disney Park Boston. Oh, I don't know about that. All right, we're gonna send the Ford along as well, because this is actually going to be fairly effective for resupply, repair points, all of that stuff as well. And it's a lot more stable. It is a lot more stable. Whoa, what the hell just happened there? I deliver parts for Toyota. You are the equivalent of my boss, it seems. I mean, you never know. Tractor Man, how are you doing, my friend? I saw that sign that you got, that you posted a picture of in the Discord. That was really cool, actually. That was very cool. Oh, and you know what? Actually, you know what I can actually finally talk about now that that the holiday has come and gone. That I did. It was a thing that I did for Christmas, and it was for my brother, Jay Stu, who usually pops up in the chat and everything like that. He got himself a brand new Xbox. Got himself a Series X, because I gave him a Series X for Christmas. He's got 2 kids. He does everything and anything for his 2 kids, and that leaves not a lot of anything left for himself. So I take it upon myself to do things for him that I kind of feel are important to do. Like, I buy him concert tickets, and we go see A Killer's Confession, or we go see Raw, or, you know, no, Bloodywood. We went and saw Bloodywood that one time with The Killer's Confession, and it was a lot of It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So I take him with me to do stuff like that, and I really hope that I provide the whole like cool older brother kind of thing. Like I truly hope that like the stuff that I do for him he thinks is really cool. Like when we went to the concert that one time, and we hung out with Struggle Jennings, and we hung out with Wayland and the guys from the band and everything else, and it was like an experience that he never ever would have had before, like ever. It's like something is stuck underneath of it, and I don't know what's going on. If we're hung up on like a rock or something, it was really bizarre. It was kind of like bouncing around a lot. Good old 426-inch Hemet V8 Chrysler rated it at 425, but it was actually 470. Very cool. I'm not crying, you're crying. So here's the thing, though, Dead Sniper, and thank you, Loader. I try, because you know what? I'm in a position where I am able to do things like that for him. I can buy him the concert tickets. I can buy him the game console. I can give him money when he's running short on cash. I can take his kid to McDonald's, because you know what? Sometimes that's the only thing the kid will eat. So I'm going to take him to McDonald's. I made a card, and the card was actually a birthday card, or it said congratulations on your like level 8. So it was a card for an 8-year-old, and it looked like a PlayStation controller. And the only thing that I put on this card, on the inside of the card, was, I hope you have a gamer tag. And I put that inside the card. I sealed the card up, and I left it in a drawer in the living room. So I waited for that to be the very, very, very last thing. You can share your fries even if you don't necessarily want... Oh, dude, I know. Oh, I know. Like, both of them. My niece and my nephew just are fiends for French fries. It's like, holy crap, kids. I guess I didn't want any of this stuff. But I hid the Xbox all wrapped up behind the sofa. So the Xbox is hiding behind the sofa. I have a card hidden with simply the single message, I hope you've got a gamer tag on it, and that is stashed away. So when all the gifts were done, when there was nothing left to open, and holy crap, the two little kids had so much stuff to go through. They made out like bandits. Little kids made out like bandits on Christmas. And then it was like, I think you need to look into that drawer right there. How is that axle still holding up? Dude, I have no idea. This game has physics, but apparently they're not the most realistic physics. This is not the truck that you want to be using to haul any of this fuel around with. But it's fun, and I like it. And I like using stuff that really isn't exactly effectively the best for doing the job. You do know it is your job to invite the little one over when you're working on an engine or car and teach. No, well, see, the thing is, my brother doesn't exactly have much in the way of technical skill. He tries, trust me. There we go. And we went over again. All right, time to get the Recovery F750 right over here. And we'll keep this truck close at hand. We'll keep this truck close at hand because that other one is apparently a little bit not short-footed. But yeah, man, to be able to do that for him, it was awesome. And the realization, so he's opening the littler one, the nephew. Oh, I know. Oops. All right. But like, I actually, when I was doing some stuff to the Jeep and he was around, I made him hold some of the nuts and the bolts and stuff like that. So it was like, all right, here, hang on to this. Or when we go to get food, I will make him hold the keys to the Jeep when we head out to the Jeep, and I throw him in the back. Don 2, my friend, how are you doing? What is good? We had a Chevy grain truck, 1976 Chevy C70 with 366 two-barrel V8 5+2 transmission, twin axles, and a 650 bushel grain box. That thing was a death trap because it was so slow. Oh yeah. They're the problem. It's a Jeep. Yes. Chilling out for the weekend. I also have today off, my friend, and I'm definitely taking full use of it. Mini Stu is going to be a gearhead. Oh, dude. My nephew, before he could fully walk, was able to identify that's a Corvette, that's a Volkswagen, that's a Mercedes, that's a BMW, that's a Challenger. It was absolutely bonkers getting him to car shows and cars and coffee events. And back in it was either 2019 or 2020, we were not able, no, it was 2020. So we weren't able to actually have a car show at the Anheuser-Busch plant, which is where the Clydesdales were. So we had a cruise, car cruise. It was a Camaro cruise. And we had a police escort. So I took my little brother and I took my nephew with me, and we took my Bumblebee Camaro. And I cannot begin to tell you how much fun I had on this car cruise with the two of them. And I just, it was amazing. It was amazing. When they get older, they are great for getting into tight spots. To a degree. But back on the Jeep thing, I already needed, I had it for 5 months. It's 2013. It's just got about 100,000 miles on it. I already needed to replace the heater core. The heater core was actually plugged. So the whole dashboard had to come out. Luckily, when I bought it, I bought an extended warranty for it. So it was the heater core. They did all 4 ball joints, and then they did the front axle seals as well, because those were apparently leaking. And I do need to eventually get around to doing the spark plugs because it's got 100,000 miles, but I have to pull the upper plenum off the thing. Like, if you get caught in an intersection with a semi barreling down on you from a different road, you better bail out the door because you would die in that situation. Really, that bad. I bought a new Jeep once. It needed new everything in less than 5,000. Yeah, people like to say that Jeeps are like this rugged, go anywhere, all-terrain. When in reality, like, maybe the older Jeeps were. The simplistic nature of the older Jeeps were fantastic. But here's the thing. The newer Jeeps are nothing more than kind of glorified soccer mom mobiles. And I bought the Jeep because it had a lift kit and big tires. I didn't get it because it was a Jeep. Jeep people are weird too. Like, I found that out after the fact. Jeep people are very weird. Not gonna lie. Just kind of one of those things. I think you were messing your cars up a little, called a Chevrolet Cruze, not a Camaro Cruze. What are you talking about? I have a Chevrolet Camaro, my friend. I have a Camaro. What do you have? Older ones, yes. New ones just end up back in the lot. Yeah. So that's the interesting thing about it, too, is the used parts market, especially for the accessories for a Jeep, is insane. The inline 6, yes, the 4-liter inline 6, and even the early ones with the Go Devil 4-cylinder engines. I'm sorry, what now? Yeah, Ogremar, I don't think I don't think Tractor Man really knows what he's talking about over there. My little cousin helped me fix my Scout when the transmission went out. He didn't do much but ask questions and get me tools, but it's exactly. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. It is exactly the thought that counts. 100%. Family used to use a 1947 Willys Jeep on our ranch. That thing was tough. Yeah. That thing is very tough, and that'll just keep going and going and going and going and going. All right. And here we go again. This is rescue number 3, I believe. When the truck was empty, it was tolerable, but when it was fully loaded, it was terrible. The Willys Jeeps, you should have to shoot them to kill them, and then it was a crapshoot if they would die, basically. You said Camaro cruise, and I immediately think of the Chevy cruise. No, a car cruise. A Camaro car cruise, dude. Don't go saying weird stuff like that. You're getting people all funnied up, sir. I wish I could find an old CJ7. You'd have to look out west because they all rot out, and that's the unfortunate thing about a lot of that stuff. Yeah, an old CJ. There's still a bunch for sale up this way, but they... Oops, we are definitely going the wrong way. Gotta follow the road. My dad used to have a CJ5 with a Bill Elliott NASCAR motor in it. Really? That's the neat thing, too. Like, if you got one with, like, an AMC V8 in it, and you could just swap out pretty much anything. Fun fact, back in the day, you could buy a Willys Jeep and get a 3-point and PTO aftermarket to put on it so you could use it for farm work. It's actually really cool. But what was it? I think it was an episode of, was it Faster with Finnegan or was it Motor Trend? Yeah, Motor Trend Garage. They actually put, no, it might have been Dulcich and Freiberger. Leave it to me. Absolutely. And I mean, I think that's cool that you know those things, and I greatly appreciate the amount of information that you have for us there, my friend. Yeah, that's like one of those goofy things. Like, does that actually still exist? The Death Rod, not that one, not from the early episode of Roadkill, but it was the one that I think it was green. I want to say it was green, and they stuffed the supercharged motor in it. But then they also had the Jeep Commando that they were going to stuff a massive motor in as well. And that didn't go nearly as good because they really didn't... They didn't do much with that. They got it ready, but I don't think they ever put the motor in it. I love that episode where they bought the Jeep, they drove it to that saloon that was in the middle of nowhere. They weren't allowed to film inside, so they drank and drank and drank and drank, and whoever paid their bar tab got to drive home the Jeep at the end. Like, they just gave it to them. And the thing was legitimately a death trap. So not the Jeep Rod. I know which one you're talking about. It was, yeah, it was Roadkill Garage. Okay, that's what it was. Thank you. And Tractor Man, I'm definitely glad that you remember the episodes that I'm talking about. The thing they don't tell you about an Army Crate Jeep is you're going to have to chip it out of the Cosmoline grease. That's my now solid as a rock. Yeah, that stuff, like any of that stuff, it's all packed in stuff so that it doesn't rot or rust. Hurts to see all the Mopars and Dodge trucks rotting and see. Yeah, dude. Yeah, there is a lot of stuff that just, it is effectively just, it's out to pasture, effectively. He's got so much stuff. So much stuff. Oh, Dulcich did? I know that the Dirt Everyday guys, they sort of got a raw deal where it was like, nope, you guys aren't being brought back. I know where 5 Classics are rotting away in a barn. He's focused on his wife. So Dulcich is. Okay. Dulcich was always a cool dude. Dulcich was always a cool dude. The guy had a hell of a setup, a great farm, basically, that just had all sorts of stuff. I respect every single one of those Motorhead guys, or Motor Trend guys, and there is so much that they do. Just so very much that they do. Oops. Oh boy. Cryptid Tales, hello, how are you? I hope you're doing alright, dude. Saw what you were talking about with the heat issue. Alright, can we not make it around this corner here? If I remember right, he owns a grape farm. It's a massive, I don't know what he grew, but it was a massive farm. And wow, we are like stuck in this ravine right here. He had all of that property that those guys had just tooled around on and goofed around on. And then you get Fred and Dave, who were awesome on Dirt Every Day. And when you had Dirt Every Day and like various other Motor Trend crossover shows, like when they would do the competitions and stuff like that, that was always a lot of fun. So much fun. Oh. All right, that thing is not going anywhere, so we're gonna leave it. we're gonna cut our losses, and we're gonna use this truck as our recovery truck. I didn't know that was a grape farm. Using a sleeping bag and 2 cats. So the cats are effectively portable heaters right there. Good call. All right, so let's get this thing up here. Let's get ourselves refueled. And we don't actually... Yeah, I guess it was a failed maneuver to try to use that C-70. Just finished the last VW mission on Forza. Yeah, I didn't do those. Not gonna lie. A lot of the story stuff I didn't do. I think you mean Dave Newborn from Faster with Finnegan. He left Finnegan's Garage on YouTube to focus on his... Oh! I didn't realize that he did as well. I liked Newburn, and I like Cotton. I think, honestly, still the best combination is Finnegan and Freiberger. But I also understand that they like kind of options. Lady Elmathea, hello. Blackthorn Gaming, we weighed our options and chose you to raid. All right, that's awesome. That is awesome. Options, thank you very much. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome on in. I am Storm of Iron. Willie Rips, we weighed our options and chose to raid you. Well, we're shaking. How's everybody doing? We're here. We're playing. I miss Roadkill being free on YouTube till they put it. Yeah, so they kept on saying, happy Monday indeed. Hello, I'm Lady. Options is my husband. No kidding. Welcome on in, everybody. The scale said 192 pounds. I should probably go for a run. Oh, dude. I had homemade raviolis. Homemade raviolis, which are they're gigantic. Absolutely gigantic. But guys, what's going on? How is everybody doing? Blackthorn Gaming, thank you very much. Lady Almathea, thank you. I didn't know they made a pop like that for the Yeti. Very nice. Yeah. I think this actually came with it. This one's the blue Yeti that came with the Logitech 920, I want to say. Dude, I had so much. I had like just this huge fistfuls of homemade ravioli. That's the great thing about having also Italian lineage in your bloodline, because pasta and pasta related things around the holidays, homemade lasagna, homemade uh, homemade raviolis. 2:20 a.m. here, so I got to go to sleep. Thanks for the stream. See you and take care. Shamani, thank you very much, my friend. Take care of yourself. Options, thank you very much for the follow. Let's see if this works, because I'm having some issues with this thing actually working this evening. So, see if it works. We also had pasta for Christmas too. Good old Skitty Night. Yes. All right, that works. Ooh, that's back online. All right. All right, that looks to be some. That's BioShock. Holy moly, I couldn't remember. Wow, but you were last seen playing Mud Runner. We are playing Snow Runner, but yes, that's an old BioShock clip, it looks like. Willie Drips, thank you very much. I love the BioShock series. I like BioShock 1, I like BioShock 2, and I don't care what anybody says, I like BioShock Infinite. BioShock Infinite was still fun, and it was kind of wild because I was late to the party when it came to anything relating to BioShock. Also, we're going to fill up our... There we go. Okay. We're going to fill up our truck. So, thank you very much for the follows, guys. Thank you very much for raiding on in. Usually, I'm typically playing... what the hell is it? I'm usually playing Skyrim on Monday, but because I had the day off, and I wanted to kind of be casual, I wanted to take things easy, even though I flipped my C70 probably 4 times. I've recovered it multiple times with my Ford F750. Only just played through the first one this year. It's such a good game. Such a great series of games. SnowRunner is awesome. I recently installed it again. Still wish I'd had more time. I love this game. This game is hands down one of my absolute favorite games to play. I have played since it released. I never actually played Spin Tires or Mud Runner, which is the funny part. Hey, thank you very much for the follow. Ride to Fight. Let's change trucks again. This is one of the Western Stars. This is the 47X NF 1430 from the Western Star pack that you can get. And these are some actually great trucks. I really like these trucks. These are some good stuff. But we had ham and roast beef for lunch/dinner. My great-grandma spent $279 on basically half a car. Dude, half a cow is a great way to spend a day. Half a cow is a great way to spend any day, regardless if it's a holiday or not. Like, if you have half a cow, your day is made. Granted, yeah, because you're pretty much having anything cow-related from then on out for at least a week. So there's that. But Skyrim is usually what we end up playing. It's like we do adventure, open world stuff. Hello all, Merry post-Christmas. If you, yes, absolutely. We're talking about winding down from Christmas. Winding down from the rather excessive amounts of food that we've all consumed. That we probably needed to release our belts a little bit more. That we need to, where are the sweatpants? Where are all the sweatpants? You guys are making me hungry again. It's 1:23 a.m., but I think I'm going to take a look at leftovers. Leftovers are the best. Happy Boxing Day. That's right. Relic is 100% on point with that one. Boxing Day in Canada Town. Yeah, we've got today off in the States because we had our Christmas celebration was, or our Christmas holiday was actually yesterday. So Merry Christmas, Merry Yule, Happy Hanukkah. All of those are basically all kind of lumped into one, but it's all good because anytime you get to celebrate or enjoy time with family and friends, and even if you don't like spending time with family, you can spend time with friends. I just downloaded SnowRunner a couple of days ago, already obsessed with it. I don't normally play these types of games, but over the past year, I got into The Hunter, Way of the Hunter, and now SnowRunner. So, all right, what did I run into? That's a stump because I totally wasn't paying attention. Honestly, SnowRunner is the type of game where you don't think it's going to actually hook you as hard as it does. But it really, really, really does. This is a fantastic game. It's very well thought out. There is so much content, and the devs on this game I mean, Saber Interactive, they went and they made a Dakar racing game, which is a phenomenal game as well. We played that a little bit on stream. But yeah, usually the beginning of the week is a little bit of our open world adventure type stuff. So it's usually Skyrim, and then it's Fallout 4. But Boxing Day, is that what Boxers celebrate? Yes, you put something in their wolf basket, and they really appreciate it. Or are you talking about like Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson and Oscar De La Hoya? It's so addicting and a good balance between a test of patience and relaxing. See, that's the thing. That is 100% spot on. The game is not about the destination, it is about the journey. And I will always, always, always say that about this game. You don't play this game as a race to the finish line. You play it for the adventures that you have along the way. You truly cannot find a better game that the risk versus reward is huge in this game. Do you take the shortcut? Do you take the long way around? Do you fix the bridge? Do you fix the landslide? Gotta run before I go. Do you know how a rock pees? Oh boy, here we go. I do not know how a rock pees, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna tell me, and it's gonna be a groaner. It Dwayne's, it's Johnson, K. Oh my god. That's right, that was painful. Whoa! Thank you for that. I do appreciate it. Even though it was ridiculously painful, but that's okay. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Bummer. We just lost our cargo. Have a good one. Thank you very much, my friend. Take care. Have a wonderful evening. I don't have enough points for a facepalm. That's okay. I will facepalm for you because it's the good old card. Yeah, at first I played it very hasty a couple years ago. A buddy convinced me to buy it for Switch. I did, and just couldn't figure it out, so I let it collect dust. Yeah, that's the thing. This game is available for Switch. You can take it anywhere. You can play this game with a controller. You can play this game with a wheel. You can play this game solo. You can play this game with friends. Very interesting technique to unload a trailer. Yes, indeed. That was my oops right there. So why don't we rectify this oops? You can play this game in hard mode. You can play this game in easy mode. You can play this game in custom games. You can play all kinds of configurations, and it is awesome. This game is so open-ended that you can literally do so many things with it. All right, so let's fix this because we oopsied, which was my bad. Yeah, totally boned myself on this one. Wasn't paying attention, everything went over. I have trouble seeing the text on the handheld Switch, so the Series X version, yeah. The great thing is, we get a free next-gen upgrade, which, 60 frames a second, graphical updates, like, everything about this game was wonderful. Like, we really got taken care of, from the devs. Like, yes, there are still weird glitches and things like that. It's understandable. But you know what? We've still got a really great game. Somehow my mind went to Storm reading green eggs and ham when he was saying that. I mean, green eggs and ham are pretty good, man. Don't knock green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. I would not like them in a boat. I would not like them with a goat. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Can't be perfect. It's definitely is greatness. Yeah. So one of the most amazing things about this game is when you have, the level of difficulty that it has. You haven't had powdered eggs then. I don't have to have powdered eggs, Loader. I didn't do the things that you did, my friend. there was no voluntarily handing over my life to anybody. All right. Nope. Come on. That one. That's the one we want. Yeah, I have a problem with people telling me things to do. It's like Dark Souls on wheels. Kind of. How far have you gotten? What maps are you on? I personally think one of the absolute best maps I've ever played is the finale of Year 1's DLC cycle, which was Amor. Amor was one of the absolute greatest single things that I've ever done, and I cannot really just... I wish there was more to it. I really wish that there was that level of difficulty all over again. Just got to Smithville. Hell yeah, Smithville is one of my favorite maps. I like Smithville, I like Black River. I still think Dr. Seuss was talking about powdered eggs and military canned ham when he wrote that. Entirely possible. Entirely possible. The first 3 maps are fantastic. I'm playing it vanilla until next week. I'll buy Year 1. Awesome. So here's the thing. Like, there is so much content in this game, in the vanilla version of this game, that it will keep you busy for months and months and months and months. No joke. This game, we just got the announcement for... pretty sure green eggs and ham are a byproduct of the Grinch. So, like, the Grinch is no more kind of thing. Cake Burrito, what's going on, my friend? How are you this evening? What's good? Right. So we just finished that. Supply recovery. Okay. Delivered to the sorting terminal warehouse. Where is fuel? I don't know where fuel is. Chemical barrels. So there's a bunch of stuff that I don't know what that's going to be about. All right. For sure, the guy that originally convinced me to buy it on Switch has all the DLC on both his Switch version and the Xbox version, so he will hound me to buy the DLC ASAP. Going good, playing Rainbow. Awesome. Very cool. Hope you had a fantastic Christmas as well. Okay, what's this over here? Oh, that's my Kodiak. Let's get the Kodiak back to the garage. Because it's just kind of wallowing there in its own self-pity. F750. Get that little bad boy back. So you can do this because we're not playing hard mode. The great thing is crossplay. They introduced the crossplay multiplayer. So if you're on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, whatever, you can game with up to 4 people total. Next week, I'm getting Year 3 Pass. I did get the Year 3. It doesn't have anything available for it as of yet. Recover this bad boy, because we don't need that floating around out there. Kirvets is there. The Zix. Recover this. We've left way too many vehicles scattered around the map, and that's kind of an issue that I typically have. The Western Star, the Cultivator. Okay, so now that we've kind of recovered most of that, why don't we see about taking out the trash, which is in the... Oh, that's over here. Ooh, okay. So realistically, I could actually probably grab these. Oh, I can grab both of those with the crane that I have. I'm only level 3, and yes, I have the Azov 64-131. Very cool. That's a great vehicle. That's great. This is my single playthrough for today. I think if things do continue to work out, and if Space Viking is available on Thursday, we're going to have multiplayer on Thursday. So that may actually be the day that we start doing some stuff. All right, so we want to go back to the Western Star, because this is going to allow us to pick up the 2... Oh, yeah, look at that. So why don't we grab this particular bit of junk? Yeah, level 3, you're really early on. One of the things that I had initially was the Navistar, because that was my pre-order bonus. And that was a really cool vehicle to have. spin that bad boy around. Yeah, I love the Navistar. The Navistar, the fact that I got that with the purchase, like, because I got this, I pre-ordered it through Best Buy, and I had it delivered, and I've been playing this since release day. And I got to tell you, it is probably one of the best styles of this game. Infamous Blue Phoenix, it goes well. On Steam, you could buy that truck, but not on Epic. Yeah, Epic was a little bit weird about that. That is for certain true. How you doing, Infamous? What is good? How was your holiday? Yeah, you pre-ordered it as well? Yep, and it's amazing to think that this was out in 2020. Spent a ton of time just getting the towers unlocked. Haven't done too many missions because I was overwhelmed, but yesterday kind of got my stride. That's what happens. So what happens is you have to find the flow of the map. The maps have a particular way that they like to be traversed. The maps have a particular way that they like to be interacted with. One of the things I do is I scout. I scout first, and I open up the entire map. Because one of the best things to do on this game is to just explore. Exploring is the way to go. You explore the map, you learn the map, you find everything, and it's so much fun. It is so much fun to be able to do that. And I love exploring. And if I could go back and make it so that I could explore the maps new all over again, I would definitely do that. I would hands down do that without a doubt, because it's so cool. Too much snow. How much did you get? How much snow did you get? We didn't get any. We just got cold weather. We get a ton of rain on Friday and Saturday. I have 2 feet of snow right now, Phoenix. Oh wow! Epic just lost a lawsuit. Hundreds of was that the lawsuit about? That was for Fortnite, right? I want to say. Ooh, West Michigan. SnowRunner has been a great adventure. Absolutely, you are 100% correct, Mountain Lion. And it's even a bigger adventure because of all of the amazing people that I've had an opportunity to meet along the way. This isn't just a game that I play and, you know, it's done, that's that. The amount of people that I've met through this game, the amount of other individuals who stream this game, who just happen to randomly play this game. I played this game with a couple of people from Saudi Arabia. So I played this game with I jumped into a random game, and I was playing this game with a couple of people from Saudi Arabia, and I could not have had a better time. Hot Wheels off in the distance. Hot Wheels is a great game too, my friend. I know I keep saying that I'm going to go back to that, and I should, because there's so much. I got lost in the amount of DLC that there is now in that game. There is so much DLC in Hot Wheels Unleashed. It is just wild. When I do play online, will I be playing my same campaign map with mission? So here's the interesting thing about it. What happens with the online play is you can either join someone else's game, or with your game, if you load up your game and open it to multiplayer, all the progress is saved to your game. But if you play this game, if you basically just jump into someone else's map, it's saved to their game. All right, so unpack the cargo, pack the cargo. Okay, restore the crane, and we are good to go. I'm liking this. So where does this stuff have to go? I don't know. It's got to go. Oh no, what was I doing? Supply recovery, no. Taking out the trash, no. What was I doing? I don't even remember. So if I help so-and-so on their map, will my money... Yes. So basically you're taking... and I have to say, if you want to go and use your stuff, take all your vehicles, store them in the garage, so that way when you load into a multiplayer game, you have all the vehicles that are stored away. Don't worry about losing them. It rarely ever happens. So if you disconnect while your vehicle is out of the garage, it automatically goes back. Any trailers that you purchased are automatically refunded money to you. A few more weeks, I'll be able to take a picture of the race car. Awesome. Is it going to be all done? Yeah, so it'll be totally good. You don't have to worry about that. Trailer with parts. Okay, we'll accept that. Power transformers, high voltage. What on earth did we end up doing? Sample field, honest work. Hay delivery. No, we don't want to do that. Oh, those are the hay bales there. Have worked on it for a bit. Okay. Lost tech. Oops, damn it. Where's the garbage? Delivered to the junkyard, the garbage. So, what do I have on my trailer? Not that one. So... Alright, no. Okay. So, yeah, we have what we need to. Okay. Alright, so we gotta go to the Heartlands now. Might go quiet and lurk. It's all good, dude. You take your time. That is the great thing about being here. Hey, lurk when you want, talk when you want, join into the conversation when you feel like it. It is all good. There is never any pressure to do anything. So we have to go to the Heartlands. Let me go look at the Heartlands real quick. Heartlands. Okay, so I do have the garbage. It does have to go to the junkyard. Okay. No, this isn't bad. This isn't bad. I haven't worked on it in a bit. Okay. I got you, dude. It is all good. Okay, so if we are here and we need to go... The Heartlands is all the way over there. So, actually, if we follow the road... Yeah, we just have to follow the road. And not the yellow brick road. Follow, 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 follow the yellow brick road. I actually didn't expect to be able to do this one right after doing that other one. Also, what's that? Oh, that's for a thing. Show contest. Local rally. I'm not going to do the local rally. Alright, but we are going to transport some garbage. Good times. But yeah, it's interesting, the types of cargo that were introduced in the farming DLC, the last chunk of DLC in Year 2, which is, what the hell's it called? Not Haul and Hustle was last. That was the last one. Haul and Hustle. This one is the Grand Harvest, is what it's called. Oh, we will be able to pass by a gas station, so that's kind of good. Yeah, this is the Grand Harvest. They definitely have introduced a bunch of unique pieces of cargo. I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see where it goes. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Because we are on the pavement, let's change the suspension mode. So hopefully this makes this truck a little bit more stable, especially considering we've got the crane on the back, which is usually a little bit heavier than what we typically haul around with. Just check this. Okay, no, my bit rate's good. My bit rate's good. We were having a little bit of an issue right when stream started with the bit rate being funny, but I think we're good. A quick restart of the network completely changed things, so we're pretty good on that one. And it's interesting too, this particular map has made it so that you don't really get the garage and the trailer store parked like right next to one another. So you actually have to drive to the garage, or from the garage to the trailer store, or you have to build the trailer store, which I think we have to do in one of the... We actually still have to build a garage in one of these maps, and I forget which one it is, and I don't remember the stuff that we have to do to actually get to the point where we build the garage. But hey, it's all part of the grand adventure. we bumble through this game, much like we bumble through pretty much everything else, whether it be Fallout 4, whether it be Skyrim. Skyrim's a big one. Skyrim, I feel, has more stuff that we can kind of get into than, like, Fallout 4. Fallout 4 is fun, don't get me wrong, but it feels like Skyrim is bigger, that Skyrim has just more to it, more quests, more NPCs, and it's funny because Fallout 4 came a number of years after Skyrim did. Skyrim came out on the PlayStation 3, where Fallout 4, that was PlayStation 4. We're definitely going to need another Cure Events. That's going to need the thing to go get all the hay bales. And getting hay bales is kind of funny too. That turned out to be a rather unique adventure last week. Getting hay bales was actually really funny. Slow down. There we go. Alright, there we go. Carrying on. Oh, there's our petrol station. What was it? It was the main DLC where you basically had to fix your garage. Like, you could have one vehicle and it wouldn't get refueled, it wouldn't get repaired, nothing. And then you actually had to fix it, build it back up again, make it so that you had more bays available in it, make it so that vehicles were refueled and repaired, that you could purchase vehicles. Otherwise, you basically just... you took the trucks to another map. And that's all you had to do. But it's fun stuff. I enjoyed the building of the garage, because it definitely made it feel like a more... you're in the middle of nowhere and you have to fix things kind of scenario. But that's the whole idea of coming into the game initially. The very, very beginning of it, and then the only time that you hear like people talking or real communication happening is when the dude is basically like, nope, I gotta do this, I gotta go fix things, I gotta go take care of business. Right. All right, fire this bad boy back up again. All right, so let's see. Okay. Now we have to bring this stuff all the way to where? Oh, we got to go to the junkyard. It's the easiest way to get to the junkyard. Here. Yeah, this is probably the safer way, I would imagine. And junkyard. This is where we actually had to pull the... I think we had to pull the tractor out of here. The first Kirovets. It was one of the junkyards we actually had to pull the Kirovets out of. So then we could actually use it. Also, these concrete slabs right here, these are like the death slabs, because these will, regardless of speed or approach angle, these will pop tires and just ruin your day. I mean, they'll delete your suspension if you're going 5 miles an hour. Which is like, why? Why must you do this? But then you've got a game like Dakar Desert Rally, and oh man, that is such a great game. The music in that is fantastic. Snow. The graphics in that are just incredible. So if you like trucks, if you like off-road racing, the concrete slabs of death, you know exactly which ones I'm talking about, Mountain Lion. Yeah, those things are evil. They are straight up 100% evil. They're not nice. Yeah, see, they're just off to the side like that. They're taunting us. They're right there, right by the side of the road, just being all like, "We see you. We know what's going on. Why don't you come a little closer? Let's say hi." Where's my paper, boy? Let's kind of go through here. Delivering garbage. See, this is a new one in this particular DLC. Like garbage. We've never transported garbage before. And I like the fact that they're throwing at us all these different all right, bring up the tag axles. I like that they're throwing at us different unique kinds of cargo. So did anybody else do any gaming over the weekend? Or was it all primarily spent with family? Or did you game with family? Were there grudges rekindled through the use of Mario Kart? Like, what's up with that? How'd everybody do there? Rank 4 just cleared the roadblock. Awesome. Congratulations to you, my friend. Yeah, any questions that you might have about this game, there is always somebody in this... Yep, there goes that. There's always somebody around, or always someone who can probably answer anything you might ask. There is a considerable number of very, very knowledgeable individuals. You've got District B13, who is an incredible SnowRunner player. Usually he's on hard mode, and he's got like some different style of gameplay or a different kind of map that he's trying to use. And it's some really hardcore type stuff. You've also got N Province, who's on YouTube as well as Twitch. He's got a lot of truck reviews and a lot of different videos on this game and knowledge about this game. There's a lot of math that goes into this game too. Like everything from the grip coefficient or multiplier of a particular set of tires. So like each set of tires, even though they say that they're just all-terrain, highway, or mud tires, they're all different. Even the multiple different types of tires under each classification. And some trucks even have special tires. So you probably haven't found it yet, but Pacific P16 has its own special custom set of tires. And those tires are better mud tires than basically anything else in the game. But P16's two-wheel drive. Sure, it's got the differential lock on all the time. It's still two-wheel drive, and you still will plow the front tires through any kind of deep mud or stuff like that, which is kind of unfortunate. I do wish they released an all-wheel drive upgrade for the P16, which would have turned that truck into just something hilariously overpowered. And it would have been fun, though. That would have been a fun truck to use if it was all-wheel drive. Which is interesting because they did introduce an all-wheel drive upgrade kit for the Twin Steer. And that took an already overpowered truck. Gotta get to level 11 to put off-roads on my Azov. Well, I think the Azov should actually come with mud tires. Like, it should come with factory mud tires. So that's a thing. There are certain trucks that do come with factory mud tires, and I'm pretty sure that the Azov is one of them. Oh, we gotta go this way. Okay. Thought we had to go straight. We don't have to go straight. We have to loop around. Because we could technically go through there, but we're not gonna. We're gonna make this a little bit easier. And I say easier with air quotes. Because nothing is ever easier in this game. Mud, yes, but very weak. I still get stuck, especially in water. So that's the thing. Mud tires are always going to be better than all-terrain tires. So the factory mud tires that you get on that truck are better than all-terrain tires that you purchase through leveling up. Entry. Show your badge. This is actually where we were just the other day as we were taking a picture and we got raided by Miss Silvermoon, I think. It's a really great place to take a picture. Which is also a good song by Filter. Robert Patrick. Or is that Richard Patrick? Which one's the one from Terminator 2? Stock tires on Azov are all-terrain. Aha! Gotcha. Yeah, most of the, like, Russian style of trucks typically have mud tires. The International Paystar, the 5070, that actually comes with factory mud tires. Robert Patterson's the author. Robert Patrick, okay. So there's, because oddly enough, I found out, and it's actually, I only found out just the other week, maybe not more than a month ago, but the actor from Terminator 2 is the brother of the singer from the band Filter. I have not checked the 100% validity of that statement, but I was like, wait a minute. So we gotta go which way? Would have to look that one up. He also played Johnny Cash's dad in Walk the Line. Yeah. He's a great actor. He's also in the one with John Cena on HBO Max, the Peacekeeper, which was hysterical. Such a hysterical series. That one was funny. There we go. Just needs a little helping hand. The junkyard here, the garbage pit, is going to be fairly interesting navigating on through. Yeah, he plays John Cena's father in Peacemaker. All right, I never noticed that that bit of graffiti right there before. That is some weird stuff going on. Okay, is it me, or it gotten a bit easier to breathe in here? Anyways, as agreed upon, here's your reward, which is awesome. Haven't seen that one. He is underrated. He was on a list of underrated actors I made ages ago in my old podcast. Another on that list was Barry Pepper. Yes! Yes, Barry Pepper also in the one with Matt Damon and Tom Hanks. The war movie. Saving Private Ryan. Barry Pepper is a phenomenal, underrated actor, and you're 100% correct. Most of the actors that actually show up, and Tom Hanks in The Green Mile, most of the actors that show up in Giovanni Ribisi, a very good one, he is also in Gone in 60 Seconds. He's also in Avatar. He's in a bunch of different movies. But it's always cool to see some really unique actors show up all over the place. Suburbia, yep. All right. So what's next? What is Lost Pipes? Let's go check out Lost Pipes. Finder's fee. Let's do this one. Let's do Lost Pipes, which is going to be a smaller truck with a regular sized. So that's in the Crossroads. So they're over there, and I think the Lost Pipes are actually they're right over here or something like that. Steve Zahn. What about Nicholas Coppola? No, we're not going to talk about him because that dude gets more exposure than anybody. He was phenomenal in Mandy and The Color Out of Space. All right, let's do this one. We'll see if we can find these pipes. Let's go to the garage, which is right over here. So we'll get a truck with a crane. You came back? Well, welcome back, my friend. Didn't get any sleep, not sleepy. It happens. It does happen. Let's figure out which truck we're going to use. We are talking about lesser known or really, really great underrated actors. But shows like Band of Brothers. Think of all of the different actors that showed up in Band of Brothers. And Band of Brothers is definitely one of those iconic series that, man, that really, really, really just... Green Mile was a great movie. So Band of Brothers, and then how about Black Hawk Down? Think of how many different actors were in Black Hawk Down, and you go, oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Kim Coates from Black Hawk Down, he was awesome. He shows up in as a biker in Sons of Anarchy. He's great. That dude is so good. All right, so we're going to need something that has a crane and a flatbed. Can't do that on that one. Giovanni Ribisi in Saving Private Ryan was gut-wrenching. He's downed and the only medic trying to walk them through surgery while his group all panicked, yelling, "Medic rips..." Oh, dude, I know. Oh, I know. That was a really, really, really... That whole scene right there was just like, wow. That movie had a lot of those moments. I wish they would make another Cannonball Run. Well, they made like 2 of them, didn't they? How do we do this guy? Why don't we use... not the heavy crane, but we'll put the... loading crane. Excuse me. Didn't mean to do that. Loading crane and then the flatbed. There we go. So we'll use this guy. Make this guy do some work. A modern one. I don't think they could, realistically. Change the suspension mode. William Sterling is underrated. He's the best actor in this galaxy. Not really known on Earth. You don't say, Cryptid Tales. Another rough scene like that came from Young Guns 2 when that young kid was mistakenly shot in the sunset. Oh. Yeah. Man, that's it. Think about Young Guns 2 and all of the different actors that showed up in Young Guns 2 and where are they now? Like, what happened to them? Where did they go? Here. So we'll go here. Oh, no. Where was it? We don't want to go there. We want to go there. There. All right, we'll go here, and then we'll start poking around. I'm going to bed. It's 1:05 a.m. here. Have a good rest of your stream, and I'll see you tomorrow. Norwich, thank you very much for popping on in. Thank you for hanging out. Have a great rest of your evening. Take care, my dude. Look at all the movies like Blazing Saddles. Well, see, movies like Blazing Saddles, that was when Hollywood was significantly smaller. There weren't nearly as many actors that were like big-name actors. Like, you only had a handful of really iconic actors. And then to stuff them all in like one single movie. And then sports figures. Like the dude who was who played Mungo, who was, and I know Relic will pop in on this one. He was one of the Bears or something. I can't remember which sports team it was. Movie will forever be greatness. Everything about both Young Guns, though. The second one was better. You ain't kidding. I wasn't a huge Kiefer fan, but Flatliners is good. And dude, if you like vampire movies, The Lost Boys, that one was good. Younger Kiefer Sutherland, I feel, was a little bit better than older Kiefer Sutherland. There's only so much 24 that you could definitely deal with. And look at all the different actors and actresses from The Lost Boys. What the hell was her name? Hold on, I gotta pull it up. I think one of the best cameo actors is Stanley Martin Lieber. I'm not sure I know who that is. Let me see. So The Lost Boys, you had... Oh, it was Jamie Gertz. That's right. And she was in Twister. She went on and did Twister, which was... Hey, man. Oh, okay. See, there you go. And you gotta be difficult like that, don't you? You've got to be difficult like that. I want tattoos of yes and no on my backside from Monk. The Coreys, Gertz, the kid from Bill and Ted. Yes, the dude from Bill and Ted. He went on to be really fantastic behind the camera. She was also in. She was in Maximum Overdrive. I can't remember that. See, I always mix up her with the princess from Legend. I always get her mixed up with the girl from Legend. But the Coreys, I do really wish we still had Corey Haim around. Legend was... It's a 1985 film, and that was Mia Sara. I always get her, like, she always gets flip-flopped, but she was in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Time Cop, a couple of other like B-rated styles of movies. Yeah, Maximum Overdrive though, that was Stephen King at his Stephen Cocainiest, I think. I forget if it was that one when he was all hopped up on everything under the sun, or Emilio Estevez. What about Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen with Men at Work? Maximum Overdrive also introduced me to AC/DC when I was a kid. Aha! See, there you go. If Haim were still alive, he would be much too much of a mess to act. Sorry to say, but there's very few actors that are addicts that could ever recover, and Haim was one of them. Yeah, that dude was a mess at the end, wasn't he? But you know, it's too bad that Corey Feldman, and he went on to do a bunch of different movies, but he was also in, what the hell was that? Tales from the Crypt, Bordello of Blood. The best Charlie Sheen movie is Food Fight. That's like Bam Margera, One Lost... Dude, I know, right? Bam Margera is really... Oh, yeah, that was... Well, Loader, that was way before anything else, though, at that point in time. Bam Margera is just such a... And it's funny how much Bam Margera now looks like his old man. The Joker face from the Semi has been saved and is being restored. Yes, it is. I like Charlie Sheen. Yes, we always talk about the Wraith, and the Wraith is one of the coolest car movies out there. Charlie Sheen in the Wraith, and then you've got Rughead, played by the older brother of the famous actor, Mr. Howard. Who was it in Repo Man? That was Emilio Estevez. That was Emilio Estevez. Bam more reminds me of Vito than he does Phil. He looks like Phil. Boy, oh boy, does he look like Phil. Like, he really looks like Phil. Feldman is a creep, did some bad things to the Angels from what weird tour he did. Really. That's not the Joker face. That is the old Hobgoblin from the old Spider-Man comics. Yeah, he's like the spitting... He really, really, really is identical to Phil now. Like, Bam Margera, now he's just all, like, bloated and weird looking, which is really unfortunate, but that's what too much alcohol does to you. And I think, you know, and it's not to make an excuse for him or anything like that, but losing Ryan Dunn was pretty much the nail in the coffin of everything that he had going on. And when they tried to bring him back to do the new Jackass movie, Gary Busey, Gary Busey's a weird case. Like, Gary Busey's an odd dude, but he was in, what was it, a motorcycle accident? He shows up in Predator 2. And his son shows up in The Frighteners, which is, was it Steve Jackson? Basically, that is pre-Lord of the Rings, which was kind of cool when that happened. But that was also Michael J. Fox, and that had Sean Astin's father as the ghost. True story, in 2010, I moved to Philly for a short time, met a dude on Xbox that lived in the area. We hung out, he lives in Westchester, and we stopped off at Bam's place for that guy to skate. I didn't make it to Bam's actual home, but I did meet Ryan and Rake Yorn when they were there. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, Westchester, it's kind of a nice place. I've been to that area. And the pipes are right over there. Let's go this way to get them. Like, that whole area of Pennsylvania, and it being like right there near Jersey and stuff like that. Love the actor who played Murdoch in the A-Team. when he was the FBI guy in Frighteners. No, that was that no that the FBI guy from the Frighteners is the guy who was in the Reanimator. And that was Jeffrey Combs. Definitely is nice. Woodsy and higher class. Rakion always killed me as we both have a similar hate for mustard. What? I had no idea that this was an actual thing. Or I had no idea that he had a particular dislike for mustard. Rakion, they had some weird ancillary characters that were part of the Jackass cast. Like, they were some very strange outliers, but it was all from skating, music videos. They were into a lot of stuff. And the paths that those cast of characters actually really crossed were pretty wild. All right, so where do these pipes have to go? Oh, right there. Okay. So we go y'all. And then the pipes go right there. But yeah, there were so many weird extra characters who were part of Jackass, but it was because it wasn't so much like a Hollywood kind of thing. It was a, hey, whose buddy is going to do this? Who can we kind of like convince to come along and get slapped in the face with something horrendous? The Jackass cast came from a lot prior to Jackass. Big Brother CK, yeah, yep. And it was interesting too. I was watching a video on YouTube about like what actually happened to CKY. Rake, Ryan, and Rab were my favorite. Yes, yep. There were a lot of great characters from that era and from that show. There were a lot of great people. Oh man, there was just so much stuff. True story. When my dad was working in Pennsylvania, and we stayed in a bad neighborhood, and one day someone got pewed and died in the neighborhood, or the one next over. So my dad had to move to a nicer part of town. So basically, after somebody got ended, you ended up having to move. So I've been to the zoo in Philadelphia, and if you drive just a little ways past, then you wind up in a very interesting, we'll put it this way, a very interesting part of town. Like, you just go a little bit too far past the zoo, and it's like, whoa, this is totally different. Where are the peacocks and the hippopotamus? No, this is stuff. But the Philly Zoo was really nice, though. Philly Zoo was pretty awesome. Baltimore, that's another one. You go to Baltimore, the Baltimore Aquarium and that whole harbor area is just, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. They've got a science museum that's right there. They've got the aquarium that's right there. So many different restaurants and shops and stuff like that. Like, once upon a time, I actually did travel quite a bit. I don't travel anymore. Usually I just kind of stay local now. Which is unfortunate because, I mean, I've gone to Tripwire! How are you doing, my friend? What is going on? Like, I've even been to Richmond, Virginia. I've been to the Luray Caverns in Richmond, Virginia. Yes, we are driving truck today. I'm originally from Boston, lived there first 34 years. Well, dude, Ride to Fight. Oh, crap. We hit a stump. I'm in New England. I'm probably about an hour from Boston. I'm in the suburbs. I am a suburb dweller. I rather enjoy the suburbs. But Tripwire, what is going on? How are you doing this evening? That right there is going to be Tripwire popping up. If you enjoy music, streams, classical music streams, completely, utterly awesome, totally worth checking out Tripwire, a very skilled musician, and I did see your carbon fiber, what was it, the carbon fiber cello? Which was just surreal. Just got off mod duty, now got to transition to cello practice. Cool. Grew up in Southie and went to high school in Billerica, next to... So Billerica has one of the best all-you-can-eat sushi places that I've ever been to. Tripwire. That thing is incredible. The thing is so wild. Like, just looking at you holding that thing, it is truly a work of art. I believe I have, yes. All right, unload. All right, so that stage is complete. Your instruments are fantastic, no joke. All right, finder's fee. So we need to lost goods. Oh God, we got all the way out here. All right. So let us plot our route once again, because we have places to go and things to do. And it's easier to plot the route ahead of time. Actually, we'll hit the gas station, right? Saw a hippo crush a watermelon in its mouth. Very scary. Hippos are not to be messed with. You do not mess with a hippo. Ever. Like, if you are ever in a situation in the wild where you encounter a hippo is not friendly. A hippo is not your pal. A hippo is not like a cartoon hippopotamus. They will mess you up. Also, conversely, a hippo, when it goes to the bathroom, spins its tail around like a helicopter and disperses its poo material all over the place. And if you don't believe me, look it up on YouTube. It's something so that like predators don't find it or something. I don't know 100%. Haven't been to Billerica in a good 20 years or so, but we used to spend our time at the Jade. Oh, the Jade! I know exactly where the Jade is. I know where the Jade. Yeah. Live about 20 minutes away from where the exotic animals were let loose, and the owner, Terry Thompson, unalived himself. That was nuts. Lions, tigers, bears, and wolves, among others, were released. I believe it was like 50 or like 56 total animals were set loose. Holy cow. But I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. You can have a hungry hippo board game, J.R. Strang. Yeah, dude, Ride Fight, that is so funny, man. That is so funny. Marking territory, is that what it is? I can't remember. But it's really unique, and there's a lot of different there's like some mythology behind it, like African culture mythology, I believe, about why they do it, and it's I'm not 100% familiar. You know what? Let's make it morning so we can actually see where we're going, because I want to see where I'm going. And it's a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. But yeah, it's funny how that works out. Like, Mr. General Disarray, who's usually here with us, he's probably with family. My grands were in Bill. Oh, okay. So Mr. General Disarray actually met his wife on Steam, I think he said, and she was local to Massachusetts, and he was elsewhere. So it's funny how the world is small. I know the world, like, to physically travel to all kinds of different places is hours upon hundreds of dollars and everything else. But it's funny how, like, the world sometimes is very small. We are here in this awesome, wonderful community and hanging out, and you're where you are and I'm where I am. And it seems like the world is small. It seems like we're just right here in the same place, just hanging out. And if you were in this game in another truck and we were driving side by side, how much smaller would the world feel then? And that's one of the greatest things that I can say about video games and playing video games like this, and gaming in general, gaming culture, is that regardless of the physical distance between us, you know what? If we're squatted up in Call of Duty, if we're playing World of Warcraft going through a dungeon, if we're in SnowRunner driving trucks hauling cargo, we are we are inhabiting avatars that bring us significantly closer together. They're both past. Moved near St. Louis exactly a year ago, was in Dallas, Texas, and Concord, New Hampshire in between. Sadly, those animals were put down for public safety because of some... that's awful. That's just too bad. I mean, animals regardless, you know, your viewpoints on zoos notwithstanding, because sometimes a zoo is the only place for an animal to exist that it can actually exist and not be hunted to extinction. So sometimes zoos and animal sanctuaries, moreover, you know, sometimes they're safe havens for creatures and animals to inhabit. But then other times you've got stuff like that happens, and you've got poor conditions and animals that shouldn't exist where they have existed. I mean, look at the old-timey zoos. Look at the elephant in the cage. Look at the lion in the cage at the traveling zoos and things like that. All the pictures that you would have seen, old carnivals and stuff. And it's legitimately the size of a wagon, and these animals have to exist in that. And it's really kind of heartbreaking, to be perfectly honest with you. Alright, splash of gas, back on and running again. I do love aquariums, though, and, you know, aquariums, it's kind of depending on the creature. Shamani, yeah. Absolutely, dude. But, like, aquariums, it's still a breathtaking experience. But now, with knowledge of animals and physiology and psychology and how animals should be treated, conditions are better. I mean, the animal should always exist in the wild. The animal should always exist in the wild. But then again, I live near a zoo that was used for a television series. Interesting. I've been to the Baltimore Zoo, which was incredible, or the Baltimore Aquarium, which was incredible, and I've been to the aquarium in Atlanta, Oh crap, we totally missed that. I've been to the zoo in the Atlanta, Georgia, and let me tell you, seeing a whale shark for the first time, I don't think I'm ever going to see a shark, let alone a whale shark, that is not in an aquarium. Also have a gator park 3 blocks. Dude, that's cool. Gators are wild. Gators are so wild. But, like, the giant mantas that have, like, fin-to-fin tip, like, larger than I am, my arms spread, or, like, chop me in half and double me up, they're incredible. They're absolutely incredible. I can't begin to think about just the sheer scope and magnitude of some of those animals. And Shamani, I will have to share with you some of my pictures, and they're not anything good. They're only pictures from, like, a cell phone. But it's, you know, it's that old adage of what's the best camera? The one you've got with you. It was my first time on a flight. I had never been on a flight before. I suspect gators have declared war on humans. Not wrong. Not wrong. Like, I had never been on a plane before, so that was my first experience on a plane, and I wasn't going to take, like, additional gear and equipment to go through security, or possibly they used to be nicer. I can't imagine a gator ever being nicer than I'll take your word for it, dude. Like, I don't know if you hung around with a gator, you were, you know, going to the local 7-Eleven to hang out and have like a Monster Energy drink or something like that. Like, I'm not sure how any of that works. All right, let's move across here. Just grumpy, but now? I will take your word for it. I ain't messing around with any gator. Let me Dumb Bird won a war once, so it's possible. But, ooh, that hurt. Oh, that was a lot of suspension damage. Okay, no problem. But, like, yeah, I wasn't going to bring a camera with me, especially, like, camera, lenses, batteries, that kind of thing. Mostly because my first experience flying, I kind of wanted to not worry about nearly as much. So, that's a thing. No thank you. The gator, the gator to keep to himself. Yes, very much so. We don't have to worry about any gators doing gator things. Gators can be happy out there. Like there was, what's that picture where someone shines a light on a completely still pond down in like Florida, and you see all of the reflections shining back, and it's all the eyes of the gators just poking above the water, just hanging out, looking. I've been warned off before by gators. They have a distinct growl. Oh, all right. We can knock down that tree, no problem. Tire damage. That's fine. We'll keep going. It's all good. A distinct gator growl. No, thank you. I will go to a zoo to see a gator. That's as far as I will go. Scariest animals we get in Massachusetts are bobcats and garter snakes. Yes. Garter snakes are actually not poisonous, but bobcats will mess you up. Like I think we had one reported in the neighborhood, but there's also bears. There's a lot of bears in New England. Ooh, what's this? All right. Stage complete. Where is the general store oversized cart? Oh, crap. I took the wrong vehicle for this particular situation and scenario. So I have an idea. I do have an idea. Black bears, you just have to know how to deal with them. Yeah, you don't go near them. You stop, you back up away from the gator. Yeah. You don't go near any of that stuff. That's true too. There's a black bear that roams in Friends Park every night. Ugh. Crane mode. All right. So here's the thing that we're gonna do with this. They're more afraid of you than you are of them. No. I'm very afraid of them. I am very, very deathly afraid of all of those things. I want nothing to do with any of these critters. I'm very much afraid of something that could pretty much make me into a storm snack, okay? We don't need that. We don't need any of that. Alright, so we just gotta... Here we go. Oh, nope. Alright, so if we kind of do this... Alright, there we go. Okay. It doesn't mean to kiss and hug it, but 9 times out of 10, they'll run. I will run too, thank you very much. I'd be more afraid of a moose than a bear. I'm gonna preface this as any wild animal. Wild animals are not to be messed with. Do not mess with wild animals. All right. Okay. So this is how we're gonna solve this problem right here. Okay. This is our genius method of getting something from point A to point B when we don't have the right equipment for it. You don't need to fear bears this time of year unless it's a growler bear, then run. Polar bears. Polar bears would be unimpressed. Any kind of bear. I am not messing with any kind of bear. We are painfully similar. Funny, I grew up essentially on an island, Boston, and we belonged in water. Then we would have gills. Well, it's funny you mention that. Let's go Lovecraftian and ever hear of Dagon? The fish people. New England kind of has a lot of that. Oh, dude! Michael Myers, actually the artist formerly known as Norman. Roller is a grizzly and a polar bear did it. How's everything going? Norman, how was your holiday? How was your Christmas? How's the family? What is good with you, my dude? I don't even know where I have to go with this thing. I have to transport it somewhere. Oh, right there. Okay. Actually, you know what? Tell you what. We'll take this particular road right here. Let's see. Almost there. Okay. Almost there. I don't know how well we're gonna do getting this down this path, but we're gonna do the best we can with this because it's going to be rather amusing. Oh, I think we have a. No, we don't. We don't have one there. So this will go here, and I can buy a trailer. I can put it on the trailer. Ooh, this is perfect. How your son's arm healing up? What happened? We're good. Back to the doctor for new x-rays for the kiddo's arm tomorrow. I'm about to fix another bridge as soon as my coffee is ready. Coffee is important. I highly recommend coffee. Although I had a... what did I have? It was a rain. It was a white gummy bear rain. I'll send a picture. Oh, dude. I hope the x-rays come back positive. It was probably a chipmunk, but I thought it was a bear or something in a mountain. Hopped down, and I mountain hopped down the mountain, which you should not do, but being a gymnast at the time, I survived, though I did skiff on a cliff. Oh, dude. Uh-oh. Hoi, Norman, my guy. Funny story about that. Funny story. I didn't break a bone. So I actually, when I was working years and years ago for this this equipment rental place, one of the guys bought like a bunch of pieces for a go-kart and bought a new motor for it. He flipped and put his arm out. Oh, okay. Yep. All right. So that thing looks like it had a little bit of a roll cage to it. But here's the thing. The piece of equipment, the little go-kart I had put together had no form of roll cage. No roll cage to be had. So what happened was, I put this thing together. It had a live axle, a solid axle. So it basically acted like a positraction or spool, if you will, like a solid dragster-style rear axle. And you could get it to, like, if you threw your weight around, you could get the whole back end to slide around, no problem. I get it to slide back and forth, and then it started hopping, and then it caught and threw me. I wound up underneath of it. My elbow was sliced open by the brake rotor. And I actually curled up my legs and kicked it off of me and sent the whole thing flying. I still have a scar. You can kind of see it on the camera right there. That was all like white flesh just exposed right there. It was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. That was 6 stitches, and I had road rash, and I've got the faint scars of it like up and down my arm. But it was road rash. And basically that winds up being the equivalent of like second degree burns, effectively. So they had to treat it like it was a burn. So that was pretty wild. All things considered, that was actually really, really wild. Needless to say, The dude had one of his buddies weld up a roll cage on that thing. Flipped it, put his arm out. Yeah, that's rough. That's so rough. I just got the heebie-jeebies. Yeah, there's been some interesting ailments and fractures and everything else in here. Tore my right foot off in a freak forklift accident. Forklifts are no joke. People think that forklifts are like you drive it from point A to point B, it's very slow moving, it's not going to do anything. Wrong. Those things will mess your life up completely. Lucky held my skin and bolted back together. So do you have any lingering after effects from something like that? Yeah, Norman Norman's missing. Norman is legitimately missing pieces of himself. Motorcycle wreck and the Beatus. Okay, all right. I will. If you say that it's worth laughing at, lies. It was a fight with a bear, and you can't tell me otherwise. So he Leonardo DiCaprio'd a bear. Is that what's happening here? Yeah, Norman actually Leonardo DiCaprio'd a bear, and that's why he doesn't have legs. True story. Totally legit, 100%. Would I lie to you? Yes. Okay. Fine. All right. That's understandable. That's understandable. Okay. It was a lion. Yeah, so somebody went to Oz, got into a kerfluffle with a cowardly lion, who at that point found his courage and single-handedly ripped both of his legs off below the kneecaps. That's exactly what happened. In Dallas area, I was on a forklift. It was 116 degrees out, working on dirt. I got off my lift, and as soon as I stepped into the dirt, my ankle exploded. What? Was at a full stop. Your ankle exploded. Just like out of the blue, just went kablooey. This is interesting. I believe that there is there's some science behind this, which actually, oddly enough, the Mythbusters were on today, and they were doing a lot of movie myth busting. They did the Simpsons myth busting, and then they also turned what was it? The Indiana Jones myth busting. Texas heat turns dirt into Hampton Beach sand. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Ooh. That is wild, dude. But you're all good now. Everything's all healed up, bolted back together. You're okay-ish? I asked a mortician, what should I do if I lost a limb? And she said you should keep the limb to avoid getting charged twice for burial. You know what, Cryptid Tales? You know, that could be said with a deadpan delivery and just, my God. So when I stepped down, my foot stopped and my body went the other way. Year permanent pain and walk funny, but overall okay. Okay, all right. Oh my God. Well, this turned into a very interesting stream this evening. We talked about our overindulgence of food, and now we're talking about exploding limbs and body parts. Which, I mean, I guess the two can go hand in hand, but that's all right. My phone's predictive text is crazy. Well, you know. I'm close to death. Yeah, Norman, we call him Norman because initially he was Norman, but he likes to change his name. And we always have to guess. We always have to guess who Norman will pop up as next. Oop. Get a poll on that one. Gators and bears, oh my. No, pasta, gators, bears, exploding limbs, oh my. Oh man. And Bam Margera. You lived in Denton, Texas from 2011 to 2018. Whose parts is Norman wearing today? You know, very good question. Very good question. Perfectly safe. Absolutely. Ubar. What is up, dude? So good to see you, my friend. I never lost a part of my body. Well, except I'm not part of the Hooded Knights Guild. Sorry, TMI. Oh, wait a minute. That took me a second. You know what? I'm not going to go there on that one. Not going to go there. Carbon fiber and titanium parts made just for me. Yes. Is Norman really Mr. Potato Head? I mean, potentially. Uh-oh. Okay, so this is where this is going to get interesting. I don't know how this is going to... All right. Nope. Can't sleep. It's 1:45, and I have to be up for work at 4:30ish. So the other day, it's funny you mentioned that. This is like a dog with a wood. Yes, it is. We all knew as soon as we seen the serial killer name that shows up, it's our good buddy Norman. Yeah, it's true. All right. So let's see if we go out like this, and then we kind of turn it a little bit, go faster. Well, if I went faster, I think it would work if I went faster, but I'm gonna kind of try to do it a little bit. Little like this. Three-time knee surgery, 2 toe surgery, 2 shoulder surgery, 1 operation, front teeth is implants, couple things was happening. Dude. That's wild. All right, so let's, okay, no, I think I'm gonna be able to do this. Says I. All right, so here's what we got to do, because we don't have a thing to put this in. So here's what we're going to do. So we're going to go to the trailer store, right? We're going to get a ramp. Failure to attach trailer due to insufficient space. Oh. Okay. All right, so tell you what. We're going to put that back there, right? We're going to do that. And then we're going to get trailer right there, right? Then we are going to detach the trailer. So this is going to get interesting. Honestly, I get angry at tourists that interact and feed wildlife because they have to be put down, and it happens to local gators a lot. I love animals. Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. Mountain bridge, 1 metal beam, 2 concrete blocks. Do it! You can totally do that. Alright, so this is going to be the interesting part. We have to get that trailer loaded with this cargo. Oh, no, not that. No, release! Release! So this is going to be interesting. This is going to be very interesting. So the winch control... No, winch control. Oh, missed it. Okay. All right. So we're going to try not to totally kind of bone this up. This may take a couple of attempts. But we're going to figure it out. The garage you have to build is in the Institute, and it's a long... that is okay. I don't need to know what I have to do it. I'm just going to do it. And if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Rangers get angry at the 2 deadly consequences for people when that happens. That would be understandable. All right, so loading this onto here was like a little easier than I thought. Hey. Restore the crane. All right, I'm feeling pretty good about this right now. Another random question. Any idea if my save is cross-save from Xbox? No. The saves themselves are not cross-save. Unfortunately. So, like, everything is pretty much in its own little... Okay. Pack cargo? Aw, yeah. And then we just have to deliver it right over here? I know, right? And also, that's a very New England term you just used. Okay. This is kind of cool. All right. If only more people were at least half as good as you are. Here, take this. All right, I'm feeling pretty good about this right now. Hell yeah. That worked out very well. What kind of cargo do we need from here? Deliver to the power transformer in the Heartlands. Nope. No metal beams. Where can we get metal beams from? I don't remember. Also, are we in the... No, we're in the... Okay. A bit of this and a bit of that. Household supply... I don't know. I've had to explain pissa so many times. When it's bad, it's pissa. When it's good, it's pissa. I know, right? So there was a local roller derby team that was actually... I know, Loader. I know, dude. I'm just kind of bumbling on through at my own particular pace. But there was a local roller derby team called the Wicked Pissas. And I don't know if they're actually still a thing, or if roller derby is still like a thing around this way. Roller derby had like a big resurgence, and then it kind of... Oh, no. It was more of like a talking out loud kind of thing. Do we not have that? Damage evaluation. Ooh. A mobile pump. Oh, this... Okay, this looks like it's going to be fun. My buddy Ken Stud did Derby. I know the name. Okay. I hope Wally World delivers that... Oh, you're waiting for a space heater, dude? Oy. Alright, so... The Institute. Let's check the global map. Let's go to the Institute. Damage evaluation. So a mobile pump is here. Okay. What do we have for trucks? So we get the ANK civilian right there. We get a fuel truck. I think that's a fuel truck. So the science wing, the cistern. Mobile pump, cistern. All right, I'm gonna do this. Oh yeah, no, all those derp. So here's the funny thing about derby people. If you are part of a roller derby league, you get a derby name, and then they go as far as to like never refer to themselves as their regular name ever again. They always refer to themselves as their derby name, regardless if they have been retired for like however many years. They're always going to refer to themselves as their derby name. I don't know why. It never made any sense to me. Where's the Voron Grad? Oh, Voron Grad's over there. This thing is right over there. I mean, I could probably... Yeah, let's jump in the Voron Grad, because this is actually a really good truck. Yeah, but derby people always only want to be referred to themselves as their derby name, and it's always been one of those goofy things. It's like, I don't always go around referring to myself as like my my streaming name. Like, my streaming name is like my streaming name. I do have a regular name. Ken Stug was a derby guy, but in the 90s, he was the singer of the band Big John Stud, hence the name. Gotcha. But yeah, it's funny how a lot of that stuff works out. Also, I'm hungry again. Let's see, which way did we go to cross here? Oh, we went to the left. Yeah, we'll do that. Go to the left. Derby is a weird thing. It really did, like, it was always a thing, and then it went quiet about it, and then it became like a big thing again. I used to work security for roller derby for quite a while. It was like a couple of years that I did it, and it just got to a point where it was like, no, I'm not doing this anymore because people are really just way too entitled. Derby and candlepin. Yeah, candlepin bowling is a weird thing. Like, that's apparently, yeah, candlepin bowling is odd. You get the regular bowling with like the large ball bowling, and then you have candlepin bowling, which is something totally different. It's still bowling, but the pins are different, the bowling balls are different. Yeah, derby people were kind of entitled, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm all set, thanks. So no more security for derby. And there was a bunch of us too who just really, we were like, you know what? No, we're trying to do a thing so that you can engage in your activity, and you're going to treat us like garbage. All went to Mass Art, or what's the other one there? RISD, right? Usually a lot of art people, and it's funny how that works. Like, I generally don't like to stereotype individuals, but there was a surprising amount of people who, you know, it was like, no, that's a derby person. More people know me by my Twitch name quicker than my stage name. I swear I should change my stage name now. All right, I wasn't paying attention to where I was going. I totally drove in an opposite direction. I mean, you could. Only if you wanted to. All right, so that's a lumber truck. That's the GMC that we used as a lumber truck. That is the ANK Civilian that I used as a fuel truck. I don't even know what I'm going to make for food. It's probably more leftovers again. And chances are I'm probably going to do that. Because you know what's better the second day over is leftovers. Leftovers, for some reason, always have a really good way about being... Like, certain things, like lasagna is better the day after. Most pasta dishes are better the day after. Chinese food, not so much. Although, I would really like some Peking raviolis right now. More people know me by my nickname Moose than any other name. It's funny you say that, because we have another individual that I work with whose nickname is Moose, and anytime he refers to himself as that, because we only all know him as his regular name, because it's work and we don't deal with goofy nicknames like that. So he would always like tell stories and talk about himself in the third person, and you'd look at him going, what are you talking about? Who are you referring to? Me, a moose. It's like, oh, dude, come on, just stop. Enough with this. Since leaving New England, I had to explain to others what chicken... Wait, it's only a New England thing? Like, why is chicken fingers not like nationwide? I thought that was like an everywhere kind of thing. Now that's puzzling to me. Now that makes me not want to go any other place. I don't want to go places that don't have, like, that don't refer to chicken fingers as chicken fingers. That just seems wrong and weird. Although, granted, change of topic on my end. Big John Stud faced Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 1 in a $15,000 body slam challenge, and if Andre failed to win, he would have been forced to retire. Holy crap. Relic coming in with the wrestling knowledge, which is always appreciated. I don't know. No, they have no idea. At least in Texas, Illinois, and Missouri, none of them ever heard of them. Man, that's just so bizarre. So bizarre. Nicknames are weird things, dudes. Weird things. You remember that match? Nope. Oh, no. Oh, bother. We can't actually use this truck because the thingamajigger is the whoozamawutsy in the way. Cryptid Tales, absolutely, my friend. We call them chicken strips or chicken fritters. Sorry, reading Big John Studd made me think of that. Absolutely. My brother is a very well-known professional referee for pro wrestling. No, that's wild. Dude, that's cool. Ride to Fight, I am glad that you found us because, you know what, this has been some wonderful conversation, and I greatly appreciate all the cool stuff we've been talking about. Ring of Honor Wrestling. Relic probably knows about that. Relic is our resident wrestling expert. Relic is a font of knowledge when it comes to things like sports. I haven't watched wrestling for well over... I used to watch a lot of wrestling in the Raw and Nitro glory days, so it was just kind of one of those things where it was like once upon a time, I used to watch a lot of wrestling, and it was cool because, and I know I mentioned this the other day, but when I found my Godsmack ticket from when they played at the Worcester Centrum Center, when they had their arena, well, not really arena show, but their first live taping of a show, they actually they released a DVD for it. But I also found WWF wrestling ticket stubs for the Centrum and I want to say the Fleet Center. I had a jerk get on me for calling them chicken fingers. You know what, William Sterling? You're right, they're wrong. So, poo-poo on them. So I guess we'll bring this up to the GMC. We'll see if we can get the GMC to hook up. They're chicken fingers. That's what they are. They're chicken fingers. Some of the greats have passed through Ring of Honor. Yeah, see, I knew you would have known about that, Relic. But yeah, Ride to Fight, awesome information that you have brought us that we have discussed. But they're not fritters. They're made with cornmeal and cornbread. See, this is an argument that is worth having because they're chicken fingers. Although the chicken fingers that one would get from a Chinese food restaurant are always a little bit on the strange side because they're very oily. Nope, things going a little crazy on that one right there. All right, come on now, straighten out. Perfect. Our trailer is no longer cooperating. Oily and rubbery. Yeah. Well, that didn't work out so well. All right. Tell you what. So let's flip this thing over. Let's get it a little bit closer so it's not going to actually, like... That one. Here we go. Alright. Back on all axles. And that one. Alright. Snug that one up tight. Storm was walking his dog and decided it didn't want... No, it did not want to walk anymore. It decided that it wanted to go wherever it wanted to go. And that was basically like nowhere. It wanted to go nowhere. So now we have the winch snugged up tight, so we're not going to have to worry too much about that. I guess we could actually use the... Where's the cistern? I don't think we know what the cistern is. So tell you what, we're probably going to need this truck again, to be perfectly honest. So we're going to park this bad boy right here. How we hop into the ANK, because, you know, nothing can go wrong here. All right, and off we go. I haven't followed wrestling in a good 20 years, but in 25 plus years, my brother has been in the business. I've gotten to know a ton of them. Nowadays, I do play WWE 2K22. I have no idea who anyone is in that game other than Bryan Danielson and like 3 others that came from Ring of Honor. I'm just thinking back to Saturday Night Wrestling with Dusty Rhodes and the Steiners. That clip of Hogan I tagged you in on Twitter still gets people confused. Hogan never used that that style here, which has caused the majority of people to believe he was just a slow, stiff slouch, when in reality he could go. Okay. Oh, we gotta go bring it... Oh, wait, we gotta go bring it back and loop around. Okay. Feel like Joe Pesci. Okay. Actually, you know what? Tell you what. We'll go across here. How we do that? Actually, what is that? Log trailer. All right. Okay, let's do this. Rumble. And the nice thing is, this thing doesn't have a full load of fuel. I remember when Hogan went by the name of Terry. Well, his real name being Terry Bollea. Before he was... Oh, crap. Before he was branded as Hulk Hogan. and before he he legally took down the Gawker Media News Network. That whole thing was funny. Oh my god, that whole thing was funny. Gawker Media was a weird thing. Shock Jockey, what is going on, dude? How are you? What is shaking? Apparently stuck in some mud over here. Unfortunately. Yeah, IO9 is great. Gizmodo, which that overshadowed, or that's the umbrella for IO9. IO9 was an awesome amount of information. What's the other one for the movie reviews and stuff like that? Doing good, winding down from Holiday Energy. Yes, indeed. I've since read a few of Charlie Jane Anders' books. She was the yes. Very long time. Just triggered a memory of the WWF cartoons. Those are cool. Antboy420, do you play on PC or PlayStation? I play this game on the PlayStation 5, my friend. This delightful little control right here. Some of my legit favorites spent time in Ring of Honor are now in 2K22. Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens, FKA, Kevin Steen, Sami Zayn, and Garrico, AJ Styles, yeah. Bryan Danielson, Claudio, their current champion is Cesaro in 2K22. She's a big Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles fan, and wrote some nice... Yeah, you know what? The thing about it is the previous regime of Gawker Media with IO9 and Kotaku. Kotaku I use for a lot of video game stuff, but they've taken kind of an angle of like inflammatory type of like they're essentially inflammatory blog posts now. They're not even real useful information anymore. Gawker went into bankruptcy, and Hogan didn't get enough money to pay for legal bills. No, he basically put them in bankruptcy. Gawker Media specifically, and what's the sports one? The sports one on Gawker Media actually turned off any of their commenting. I haven't gone to any of Gawker's sites since before. Yeah, it's not worth it. It really is not worth it. Yeah, our Discord right there is the best way to keep in touch with everybody, and we've got a lot of different channels right there, and it's pretty fun. And I'm very easily reachable through Discord. If anybody ever wants to get a hold of me, or shoot me a message, or talk to me about anything, you can just hit me up on Discord, and I usually will always be able to get back to you. And if I can't get back to you, there's like extenuating circumstances, so don't worry about that. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Play on PlayStation 4. Yeah, you know what? So what we do on Thursdays usually. Oh boy, we just took, we lost a tire. Great. We usually play multiplayer on Thursdays. The Season 8 stuff, I've been, oh crap, oh crap. Oopsie. Oh bother. Bummer. All right. Actually, hold on. Can we repair? Yes, we can. We can repair a tire, and now we can get ourselves kind of. We'll send out the Vorongrad. Yeah. Thursday nights we actually play with our good friend Space Viking, and we do an open kind of multiplayer, which is actually a lot of fun. I've just been playing this as like a single solo kind of thing, because usually I'll play the new season. Oh, Ride to Fight, thank you very much. Welcome aboard, my friend. Yeah, that's the great place of all the weird and wonderful stuff and awesome individuals therein. That is where we exist. Ant Boy, how far along are you? Do you have all the DLC? We usually stream 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 9 p.m. Actually, we're a little bit past our usual cutoff time. Let's see if we can't actually kind of save ourselves from ourselves. Sort of go from there. Yeah, Tripwire, I totally agree with you on the sale of Gawker Media. I liked Charlie Jane Anders' articles. They were good. They were great articles. And that era of Gawker Media was really solid. Really, really solid. Because there were actual stories with people who cared about the subject matter. And after that, it just sort of became just this sort of echo chamber for not great stuff. But what can you do? Everything changes. Nothing ever stays the same. The best one can do is evolve and adapt with it and try to guide it in the right direction. I got 80% of the game done, but my PlayStation 4 messed up, so I had to start over and just trying to get... Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah, usually I will play this on stream most nights, but on a rare occasion, I will play the multiplayer just off stream, just kind of puttering around. It's Miller time. What map am I on? I am on the Institute in Belozersk Glades. That is where we are. We are on the DLC number 8, the last one from the Year 2 DLC. So there's actually a lot of people who have also needed some assistance with this game, like just starting out or just starting over or anything like that. And it's a lot of fun. This game is a lot of fun. Seth Rollins in 2K22 was Tyler Black in Ring of Honor as well. They've seriously had some very cool. All right. Are we gonna do this? No! We tipped off the bridge. My bad. Ant Boy, thank you so much for the follow, my friend. Unfortunately, well, you know, we do have this rather wonderful night sky to look upon. But for now, it's 9:15. We're sort of at our We're at our 3-hour mark, which is usually how long we go for. I have had a rather wonderful time this evening. Yes, indeed. Little bit of an oopsie there. Little bit of an oopsie. It happens. Michael 17221, thank you very much for the follow. Very much appreciate that. Thank you guys for following right there. We're kind of wrapping things up, coming to the end of things. I'm probably going to play this more tomorrow because I have been having such a good time with SnowRunner, and it allows me to just, it allows me to play the game and just have awesome, wonderful conversation. That's the best thing about this game. I can play this so much, and I can just talk about anything that pops in my head because this game is like second nature to me. Tripwire, thank you so much for coming by and hanging out. I really do appreciate it. I always find it awesome when you pop on in and hang out and we can have delightful conversation. Yes, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I try to pop into your musical streams, even if I have them only on in the background, like at work, or if it's at night sometime, anytime. I definitely try to be there because your music is phenomenal, and I really do enjoy listening to it. One might not think that I appreciate classical music, but you know what? I appreciate classical music. Classical music is the bedrock and the foundation of so much of the modern stuff that we listen to. Oh, dude, totally cool, man. Totally cool. No rush at all. Shamani, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you for options, for raiding on in earlier. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for everybody who came by, who followed tonight. This is one of my hands-down favorite games that I play. We play a lot of different stuff, but my schedule has kind of, even though I stream at the same time, I'm kind of streaming different stuff because it's fun. So the next thing we have to figure out is who are we going to see next? Who are we going to raid into and say hello to? Classical music is some of the best at evoking emotion, and it is Relic. I completely agree with you, my friend. 100% on board with that. Let's see. You know what? District is playing SnowRunner. Mad Viking is playing God of War. Jikak is playing The Evil Within. Space Viking is on Space Engineers. What do you guys feel like? What do you guys feel like for raiding out? What kind of game are we feeling to go check out? We could do more SnowRunner with District, who I told you about, and that dude is a legend when it comes to anything related to SnowRunner. I like the sound of the water too. The music, the water, no engine, like everything just plays. You know, it's good like that. It's so good like that. I'll tell you what. I'd say SnowRunner. I plan to look for more SnowRunner if we didn't raid it either way. So that's what we're going to do. If you want more SnowRunner, you are going to get introduced to one of the... this dude is a legend in the SnowRunner community. He's a great guy. District B13 is awesome. He's very skilled at what he does. So we're going to go check him out again. Why don't you all follow along with me, casually, if you will. We'll pop on over, we'll say hi, and I will be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll do it all over again. We might be more SnowRunner, and we might be, I don't know. Absolutely, Relic 100%. We'll probably, we'll make the decision whether it's Fallout 4 or SnowRunner tomorrow. So we'll figure it out from there. But guys, thank you very much for coming on in tonight. I am Storm of Iron. This has been more SnowRunner. I'll catch you tomorrow. Take care of yourselves, and pop an extra notch in that belt from all of the wonderful holiday food over the weekend, and take care.